Let's go to page 275, number 1. Okay, you have 3 plus square root of 7 times 3 minus square root of 7. So this is a spatial product. This is a conjugate. So when you conjugate, the O and I will cancel. So all you have to just do the F and L. So when you multiply, so this will give you 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus times minus is minus. Square root of 7 times square root of 7 will give you 7. And so this will equal to 2. Okay. So again, when you have conjugate means everything is the same except one is plus, one is minus. So when you have conjugate, the O and I will cancel out. Okay, number 3. You have square root of 7 plus 1 squared. Okay, so this is a binomial square. So you square this, you get 7. And you square this, you get plus. You get squared it, you get 1. In the middle, you multiply all this together. So you're going to get 2 times this over here. So first you do the sign, so it's plus. 2 times 1 is 2 times square root of 7 is 2 square root of 7. Okay? So make sure you know how to multiply. And then after that, you can combine the like terms. So you get 8 plus 2 square root of 7. Okay, so make sure you know how to do the conjugates. Make sure you know how to do the perfect squares. Okay. Okay, number 5. Yeah, 1 plus square root of 2 times 3 plus square root of 2. Okay, so this is not a special product, so you just have to do the for-your method. So you multiply, this will give you 3. Multiply, this will give you square root of 2. And then after you do this one here, so you multiply, so plus 3 square root of 2. Then you multiply, and this will give you a 2, right? 2 radicands make an integer. Okay, so again, so just go and distribute, right? Okay, and then after that you combine the like terms. So 3 plus 2 will give you 5. And square root of 2 plus 3 square root of 2 will give you 4 square root of 2. Okay, number 7. You have 1 over 4 minus square root of 3. Okay, so you have to get rid of the square root in the denominator. But notice there are 2 terms. So you have to remember from here, notice when you multiply by conjugates, there's no more square root. So to get rid of the square root, you need to do the conjugate. Okay? So right now you have a 4 minus square root of 3, so you need to multiply by 4 plus square root of 3. So again, when you have 2 terms, you have to multiply by conjugate, just like number 1 over here. That's how you get rid of the square root. So if you multiply this on the bottom, you need to do the same on the top. Because this is equal to 1, so when you times by 1, you're not changing anything. Okay. Now you always multiply the bottom first, in case sometimes you can cancel the number with this. Okay? So let's go multiply the bottom first. So this will be 16 minus 3. Okay? And so this will equal to 13. Okay? And so you want to check. Sometimes this can have numbers can cancel. In this case you cannot. There's nothing to cancel, so you can just go and multiply out. So it becomes 4 plus square root of 3. And so it will be 4 plus square root of 3 over 13. And that's it. Okay, number 9. Yeah, square root of 7 minus square root of 2 squared. So again, this is a perfect square. So you square this, you get 7. You square this, you get plus. You square this, you get 2. And don't forget, you need to have middle term, right? When you have square, you need to multiply the middle. So the sign is minus. The integer is 2. The radicand is 14, right? So again, don't mix them together. Okay? Only the radicand times radicand give you 14. Integer goes on the front. Then after that, you can combine the like terms. So this is equal to 9 minus 2 square root of 14. Okay, number 11. Okay, yeah, 3 plus 4 square root of 3 times 2 minus square root of 3. Okay, so let's go and distribute. So this one 3 times 2 will equal to 6. This times that will give you minus 3 square root of 3. Okay, this one over here, when you multiply, again, integer times integer, so it'll be plus 8 square root of 3. Now, when you multiply over here, right? So first you take care of the sign. When things get complicated, what you do is take care of the sign. Negative times positive is negative. Then now you have to multiply this together. So what you do is always multiply the radicand first. So this 2 will give you 3. So this 2 radicand will give you 3 times 4 will give you 12. Okay. So again, so this would be a 3 times 4 will give you 12. So always multiply your radicand first. Okay. So 3 times, so this 2 will give you integer 3 times 4 will give you 12. Now, if you cannot do that, you just go off to the side and you can do it off on the side. Okay, so now you combine the like terms, so this will give you negative 6. And this one will give you plus 5 square root of 3. Okay, next one. Okay, number 13, you have 3 over square root of 5 plus square root of 2. Okay, so again, to get rid of the radicals, you need to multiply by conjugates. When you have 2 terms, you need to multiply by conjugate. And so if you multiply this on the bottom, you need to multiply this on the top. Okay, okay, again, let's multiply the bottom first. So this would be a 5 minus 2. Okay, and this will equal to 3. Now notice there's a 3 up here, so you don't want to multiply out the top. Okay, so leave it alone. So again, you don't want to multiply the top immediately. You want to wait because you want to check, because sometimes you can cancel out. So you don't want to waste time multiply out and then you have to do the factoring and to cancel out. So there's a lot of work and sometimes confusing. So you want to hold off multiplying out. You want to do the bottom first to see if it's anything you can cancel. So if there's something you can cancel, go and cancel out before you multiply out. Okay. Let's go to number 15. Okay, you got square root of 11 minus square root of 7 times square root of 11 plus square root of 7. Okay, so this is a conjugate. Okay, so the conjugates, you multiply this, you get 11, minus times plus give you minus, square root of 7 times square root of 7 give you 7. And so this will equal to 4. Okay, so make sure you know how to multiply conjugates. Okay, you have 5 plus square root of 3 times 8 minus 2 square root of 3. Okay, so this is just a regular multiplication, so that's going to distribute. Okay, so 5 times 8 is 40, and you times that, so it'll be minus 10 square root of 3. Right? Again, you multiply the integer with the integer. Okay. Then once you're done with the first term, you do the next term. So this will give you plus 8 square root of 3, and you multiply the next one. Now again, when things get complicated, you start with a sign, and you do the radicand first. So this will give you a 3. Okay, so 2 radicand make an integer 3 times 2 will give you a 6. Okay, so again, use your fingers to help you to visualize. And so these two terms will give you 34. Okay, and these two terms will give you minus 2 square root of 3. Okay, number 19. Okay, you have square root of 15 over square root of 3 plus square root of 5. So again, you got 2 terms. So to get rid of the square root for the 2 terms, you have to multiply by conjugate. And so you have to do the same on the top. So let's go and multiply the bottom first. So this will become 3 minus 5, and this will equal to negative 2. And there's no 2 on the top, so you can just go and multiply. Okay, so this one, okay, so when you multiply again, you can go off to the side. So you got square root of 15, square root of 3. So break this down into square root of 3, square root of 5. Okay, and so this will give you 3 square root of 5. Right, this 2 will give you that. Okay, so when you multiply, this will give you 3 square root of 5. Then minus, okay, so for this one over here, you got square root of 15, square root of 5. So you can break it into square root of 3, square root of 5. Right, break it down. So this will equal to 5 square root of 3. So it will be 5 square root of 3. And that's nothing to cancel, so this would be just 3 square root of 5 minus 5 square root of 3 over negative 2. Now, since you got lots of negative, what you do is, okay, don't stop over here. Remember, negative is used to switch the subtraction. So you want to minimize the negative. So use this negative to switch the subtraction. So this negative times that will give you 5 square root of 3. This times will give you minus 3 square root of 5 over 2. Okay, so you can negative can be used to switch the subtractions. Okay. So that way you have a less negative. Okay, so the answer will be more simplified. Okay, number 21. And you have 2 square root of 5 plus square root of 7 squared. Okay, so now again you have to square everything. So you square this will give you 4. This one you square will give you a 5. Okay, this one square plus will give you plus. This one will give you 7. Right, so you square each part, but remember you have to have a middle part, the middle term. So the sign is plus. The integer would be 2 times 2 is 4. The radicand would be 5 times 7 is 35. So times all this together and you get that. Okay, so now you can go and add this together. So this is 20 plus 7 will give you 27. Okay. And that's it. Okay, so just 20 plus 7 give you 27. Okay, number 23. You have 2 square root of 3 plus square root of 5 times 2 square root of 3 minus square root of 5. Okay, so this is conjugate. Okay, so these two are conjugates. So you can multiply by the matching part. So 2 times 2 is 4. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. Plus times minus is minus. Square root of 5 times square root of 5 is 5. So this is equal to 12 minus 5, so equal to 7. Okay. Okay, number 25. Yeah, square root of 6 minus square root of 15 squared. Okay, so again, you need to square this, so it gives you a 6. Okay, you square that, you get plus. Okay, you square this, give you 15. Now the middle term, you have to multiply all this together. So the sign is minus, the integer is 2, and the square root would be 6 times 15. Okay? Okay, so let's go and simplify this part over here. So square root of 6 and square root of 15, you can break into square root of 2, square root of 3. This one will give you square root of 3, square root of 5. So this will give you an integer 3, and the leftover would be square root of 10. Okay? So you can go off to the side to do your minus steps. So you can go ahead and combine this together. So it would be 21 minus 2 times 3 square root of 10. Okay, so again, that's that. So equal to 21 minus 6 square root of 10. So again, when you perfect square, you square every part, then you have to multiply all together to get the middle term. Okay. And you have square root of 5 plus square root of 3 over 2 times by square root of 5 minus square root of 3 over 2. Okay, so again, so that's going to multiply. So get a fraction ready. So again, these are conjugates. So when you multiply, you just go and multiply the corresponding part. So this will be a 5. Square root of 5 times square root of 5 give you a 5. Plus times minus give you a minus. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 give you a 3. And on the bottom, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay? So don't forget the multiplication on the bottom. So this will give you 2 over 4. So this is equal to 1 over 2. Okay. Okay, number 29, you have 5 square root of 6 plus 3 square root of 2 times 2 square root of 6 minus 4 square root of 3. Okay, so this is just a regular multiplication. So that's going to distribute. So this times that. So again, if you cannot do it in your head, what you do is just going to do each part. So, so integer times integer will give you 10. Radicand times radicand will give you a 6. Okay, so that takes care of the first term. Then you do the next one. So it'll be minus. So 5 times 4 will give you 20. And this will give you square root of 18. Okay. And when you're done, you do the top. So it'll be plus 6. Right? Integer is 6, and the radicand is 12. Okay? And then you multiply, so it'll be a minus. The number is 12, and the radicand is 6. Right? So again, you only multiply integer with integer to get 12. Multiply radicand with the radicand to get that. Okay, so let's go and simplify each one of these. Okay, so 18 divided by 2, you get 2. Divided by 2, get 9. And divide by 3, you get 3. Divide by 3, you get 1. So this gives you 3 square root of 2. So we can multiply this a little bit. So it becomes 20. And this would be 3 square root of 2. Okay, this one we can go off to the side. Again, 12. Divide by 2. Okay, you get 6. Divide by 2, get 3. Divide by 3, you get 1. So this would become, so use a lot of parentheses. So this is equal to 2 square root of 3. And this one you cannot do anything because this is just 2 and 3, so you cannot simplify. Okay, let's go and simplify things a little bit on each part. So you got 60 minus 60 square root of 2 plus 12 square root of 3 minus 12 square root of 6. And okay, all these are different, so that's it. Okay, again, all these radicands are different, so you cannot do anything to it, and that's the only thing you can do. That's it. Okay, number 31. Yeah, square root of 5 plus 1 over square root of 5 minus 3. So again, you got square root on the denominator you have to get rid of, so you need to multiply by conjugate. So it'll be square root of 5 plus 3. Now you multiply by conjugate on the bottom, you need to multiply by conjugate on the top. So you have to multiply the same, because this is equal to 1. So when you times by 1, you're not changing anything. Okay, so again, let's go and do the bottom first. So square root of 5 times square root of 5. 2 radicands make an integer to 5. Minus times plus is minus. 3 times 3 is 9. And so this will equal to negative 4. And there's no negative 4 on the top to cancel, so that's going to multiply on the top. So for your method, so F would be 5. So F, O, okay. So you can use this times that, then use the next one. This would be plus square root of 5 plus 3. Okay, so combine the like terms. So this would be an 8, and this would be plus 4 square root of 5. Okay, the next step is, notice all these are multiple of 4. So what you can do is, you can either factor, since you have not learned factoring yet. So what you want to do is go and separate. Okay. Okay, so go and undo your common denominator, and you simplify each part. So this is equal to negative 2 plus, this is a minus. Okay, so again, you have to keep your denominator, and so this is Okay, so it'd be minus, so this 1, 2, so that's how you get 2. This cancel out, so it'd be square root of 5.